Greetings, adventurers. I am Chris Niles with BalancePoint Partners, and I'm going to explain what a performance lab is and why you might be interested. So first of all, a performance lab is a structured physical and virtual environment that allows participants, either that are working together physically or are distributed around the world, to make and act upon wise decisions. A performance lab addresses important problems or opportunities that are typically taking too long, costing too much, and have escalating risk. The environment is co-created with you, our clients. You have deep insights and knowledge about not only the issues, but also what works in your environment. And together, we create an environment that is uniquely adapted to get the result that you care about. A performance lab typically has 8 to 12 people that have a really engaged interest in the issue and bring the critical skills from within your organization to bear on what we need to get done. A performance lab typically runs with a project for 8 to 12 weeks, and we work together from 2 to 4 times a week for periods that range from 12 minutes to 58 minutes. Typical projects include process optimization, developing strategy, solving complex problems, but also heading after time-limited opportunities. The kinds of results we see include a minimum of 10 to 1 return on whatever was spent on the lab. So if you spend $1 on the lab, you generate at least $10 worth of revenue or $10 worth of cost savings or some combination thereof. We also look for results that are really framed with new behaviors, new attitudes that become the kinds of habits that allow you to sustain the results and the work once we've left. So why does a lab work? Well, first of all, a lab is built on top of a deep understanding of the kinds of biases and thinking errors that are inherent when you get a group of people together. Labs work because they're very short working periods where a promise is made and delivered every 48 hours. And along with that promise is the sharing of learning, which is adapted in the next 48 hours. So they're very iterative, very fluid, very flexible. When we finish a lab, not only is an important result generated, but we've built the capacity so that you can run your own lab, that you have a team of facilitators that understand how to get the best out of a group, that you have a platform and framework for doing the work, and that there's really a set of core behaviors that have been translated into habits that'll allow you to sustain the work without us necessarily being there. So let's get this wrapped. Rather than listening to me anymore, why don't you hear what our clients have to say?
For me, the most powerful moment in the lab occurred about 6 weeks after we had started the mountain biking performance lab. It was clear at that point that all the team members' initial angst with the process was over, and that they had really bought into the concept of what we were doing. Every single participant in the lab had arrived with their promises met. They were excited to do the work, and they were armed with observations that they were going to use to inform their next 48-hour session. It had already been a great session, and there was about 10 minutes left in the lab, and that's really where I saw the magic happen. Everybody started making their promises for the next 48 hours, and more work got done in that 10 minutes than I'd seen in any other meeting I think I've ever been to in my life. Walking back to the office after that session with Kim, I exclaimed to her that I thought that 1 hour performance lab session was worth more than we would pay to all consultants for the entire year.